Warning, the following is entirely satirical and should not be taken as truth or fact. Styles Rebel Radio and the Rebel Podcast do not own any copyrighted material that may be included in this broadcast. Viewer discretion is advised.
We have plastic in our nuts.
Right.
That's going to be the quote for this show.
Yeah. No, we
do.
do.
That's going to be the open.
Suspend the show right now.
You're going to zipline directly into the harpoon?
Yeah,
What do you know about planes?
I know a lot about planes.
Buckle in, dude. It's going to suck.
Put your hand on the screen.
How did they find out? Who was the one?
This show has gotten infinitely more gay.
The mystical land of New Jersey.
I don't understand how the laws in this country work anymore. Welcome back to the Rebel Radio Show, live and uncut and uncensored on WSRR Radio. Saving the underground music scene. Make sure you make the switch. To my right is Shani.
Hey, everyone.
On the board is Jules.
Hello.
I'm Radio's Rebel DJ, Style. You guys want anything off DoorDash?
Could I get a pizza?
Are you making it?
I could. It'd be cheaper.
Would it?
They'd pay us.
I don't know how legal that is.
It's very legal, actually. So, according to BBC, an actual credible source this time, so
You can say it's a credible source all you want. I'm gonna laugh every time.
this owner of a pizza restaurant in the U.S. discovered the DoorDash delivery app had been selling his food cheaper than he does, while he still pays him full price for the orders. So essentially, DoorDash is taking that cut and still paying the restaurant the full price. The article goes on to say a pizza which he charged $24 for had been advertised for $16 on DoorDash, and when he secretly ordered it himself, the app paid the restaurant the full $24 while only charging him $16. He had not asked to be put on the app, so like the restaurant didn't make a bid to be on DoorDash. They didn't go out, like reach out to DoorDash and say, "Hey, can we be?" DoorDash just put this pizza restaurant on their app.
Which is also crazy because now the store is just obligated to make these.
Well, they're getting orders, so it's not
Yeah.
the end of the world. And then here's the explanation as to why. So he later found out it was part of a trial to gauge customer demand. So essentially, DoorDash does this for like a 3 to 6 month trial period, and then they turn around and they show the restaurant the stats and the numbers, and they're like, "Hey,
The stock.
you're right. Your stock is up on DoorDash. You're in the green. You need to be on DoorDash full time." And then the restaurant, like part of the business deal is the restaurant will then agree to be on DoorDash.
A longer contract.
Right,
yeah.
a longer contract and to be on DoorDash. And essentially it works in the hands of DoorDash.
So for reference, he ordered 10 pizzas and paid $160, and then he just delivered them to his friend's house. But the restaurant was then paid $240 by DoorDash for the orders.
Right.
That's insane.
So DoorDash is just eating that cut, which is it's such a crazy tactic for, and it seems like very fast and loose.
Do you think he's telling people to order from DoorDash now?
Probably, I would assume.
Like someone calls like, "Hey, I want to get a pizza." Like, listen, order it on DoorDash.
I would
promise.
assume that he probably tells his friends and his family, like, "Hey, you want a little cut?" Like,
Right.
well, order on DoorDash. You know, like, I mean, it's public information, but this reminds me of, I don't know if we've ever talked about it on air, but it was really fascinating when it was a thing. Movie Pass. There's a
Oh yeah.
there's a documentary on it now on Max, I think, but essentially it was like a subscription service where you paid $9.99 a month when it first started off, and you got unlimited. They sent you like a credit card essentially, and you got unlimited access to movies for the entire month because you paid that $9.99. So people would literally pay $9.99 for Movie Pass and then go see a movie every single day for the whole month and only pay $9.99 for the subscription.
See, the issue with that is, and I think this is why they did it, I don't want to see a movie every day because even now it's been like 4 months since there's been a movie I wanted to see.
Well, it was stock funded, and so like basically a bunch of rich people just gave this idea a lot of money, and it ended up blowing up in their face because of these people who were going out of their way to see, like they were
Just seeing a movie because they had the pass.
right, just gouging theaters, and then the brokers had to essentially pay more money to cover their losses.
It's like those people that buy the season pass for a amusement park.
Right.
And they end up going like, "Oh, we're going to the amusement park this week because we have the pass."
Right. It's one of those things where, well, I have the movie pass, so I'm going to go see a movie. I live 5 minutes away from a movie theater. Why not? You know, like whatever the situation may be. And this, to me, what DoorDash is doing with this paying the difference seems like a movie pass tactic.
Yeah.
Of like playing it really fast and loose and like not necessarily grand scheme thinking about how much money they're bleeding themselves of, you know?
So this guy, the owner of the pizza shop, knew about this tactic.
Mm-hmm.
Or found it out.
Found out about it.
Yeah, okay. So he knew what was going on. You think that now he understands that, oh, they're taking the cut, I'm getting the money for it still. Do you think he's just not going to sign the contract to re-up on DoorDash? Because he's like, well, nope, I made the money. It's going to go back to full price.
I would assume DoorDash's strategy at that point is then they take it off of DoorDash.
They're probably
Right.
not gonna do
And they
business
just-
with this guy.
They just cut losses. Like if this
Well,
restaurant
that's what I'm
doesn't
saying. Is like, I don't think on his part he'd want to stay on DoorDash after that's up either. He'd be like, all right, yeah, no, take me off. I made my money.
Yeah, probably. If he wasn't gung ho, like it seems to me like if you're a struggling business, this helps.
Sure.
If you already make good money, if you're already a successful restaurant, you don't necessarily need to do this, and so it's just an option. And it's just kind of one of those things where a successful business is presented with another successful business venture that's already proven to work well.
So,
you know?
so we were talking about this a little bit before we came on air. Theoretically, because he understands this loophole, he could order a pizza on DoorDash from the restaurant
Mm-hmm.
to the restaurant,
Mm-hmm.
and then he'll make that $24 for that pizza,
Yes.
only pay $16,
Yes.
and then he can then just sell that pizza that he has made in the restaurant for the restaurant to the next customer and double his money.
Theoretically, yes.
Mhm.
Theoretically, he could get an order from an actual customer,
Order it on DoorDash.
order on DoorDash himself, say that it's picked up and delivered, bank that would be $8.
Uh-huh.
Bank the $8 from DoorDash and then sell it to the customer for profit.
Yeah.
He
You could make an extra $8 on every order.
literally. And it wouldn't be illegal. It would be completely legal for him to do that.
Yeah, because he bought it.
Right. He bought the pizza, he delivered it to himself
You think
legally.
if the customer found out, they could turn around and say, well, this isn't the pizza
Yes.
I ordered,
Yes, the
and
pizza.
sue him?
Well, no, the customer could turn around and say, "I don't want this pizza. That's not mine. This is your pizza.
That is true.
This is a used pizza. You're selling me secondhand goods essentially at a restaurant."
But if he orders for pickup, right?
Yes.
How would that work?
It's
So
like
he can order for pickup from his own restaurant.
Mm-hmm.
So he would make the pizza. He would prepare the pizza.
Mm-hmm.
and then
He would
doesn't have to
say
pick
that
up.
it's picked up
Yes.
because he's already there. So he wouldn't even have to like put the DoorDash sticker or anything like that on it. So he could just play it off like this is the pizza I made for this customer. Then
I think DoorDash makes you take a picture of it,
Mhm.
and I think that
Not when it's a pickup. Because if you
Mm.
are going,
oh, that's
because that
true.
makes you the dasher
right.
of your
That's
own
true.
food.
Yeah, you could just make it.
yeah. So as
wasn't-
long as he's ordering them pickup, which might save him even more money than $8.
Right.
As long as he's ordering pickup as the person who is behind the counter, he can just do exactly what you said. And an order came in. I'm gonna DoorDash it for myself, make an extra $8.
Right.
He could
That's
also
fucking genius.
Right.
he could also rate his store like top stars.
Oh, for
yeah,
sure.
Yeah.
And then he can make money back on DoorDash by taking a picture of the order.
That's so wild, and it's wild that it has taken this long for something like this to go noticed.
I wonder if
Yeah.
people have been doing this, and this is the first time it's been public.
I wonder if people
if this guy has
if
ruined it for people.
Yeah, I wonder if restaurants have noticed this and just been pocketing the extra $8 under the
Yeah.
table and
Dude,
not.
imagine a massive fraud lawsuit comes out from
Oh my
DoorDash because of
gosh.
this.
Oh my gosh, that would
Major corporations pocketing $8 at a time.
That would be so wild.
Yeah.
Yeah, imagine Domino's or
Yeah.
something
It's
like
like-
that. A pizza, like an actual chain pizza company, or like McDonald's
Right.
is doing something like this, and
And they're hiring 10-year-olds under the table
Dude.
on the side.
And
McDonald's is swimming, dude.
McDonald's is fucked.
What if it's like a grocery store that they're like promoting for that week, and they're selling groceries for less?
That would be so, and because then the other
Oh.
thing about that too is they are usually larger ticket orders,
Uh-huh.
$100+ ticket dollar orders for grocery door dashes. So like, there's probably going to be a larger payout
Payback.
gap. Yeah,
Yeah.
larger payback.
Now, you'd have to assume that it would have to be like a locally owned business or like a family business because
Yes.
someone still has to make that order.
Yeah.
So you're using a personal credit card
Yes.
to place the order.
Yes.
So that person is getting the $8.
Yes, but I would just use my own credit card, and so then it would just
Right. That's
go
what I'm
right-
saying.
that would just go to me.
But like you can't do that at like a McDonald's because you
Yes.
employee 273
Right.
are not benefiting the company if you
That's
were getting
fair.
paid.
Right.
But yeah, I wonder how many local businesses have done this.
Yeah, because
I mean-
it only will work. That's the caveat, is it only works with small businesses. So
if you are the owner.
yeah, if you're the owner of the small business and like the company is hooked up to your name,
Mm-hmm.
or like the business LLC is tied to your name, whatever.
Yeah, or your family or something like
Right,
that. Yeah.
right.
I'll say when I used to work at Taco Bell, we cut corners with DoorDash because we would just
I don't like hearing that. Let me just say, as a consumer, don't like hearing
As
that.
a
No.
door dasher, as a
Yeah.
dash receiver.
And a Bell receiver.
it was good. We had a dasher that worked at Taco Bell, so we would just send him out.
Oh, you kind of had your own delivery
Yeah.
driver. That's pretty cool. I think restaurants should just employ one delivery driver, and that would eliminate all delivery services.
Yeah.
For DoorDash.
100%.
DoorDash, Uber Eats, Postmates, all of those things would just be immediately eradicated if all restaurants just employed one delivery driver.
Yeah, who was the asshole that decided only pizza and Chinese could be delivered?
Right. Everything should be delivered. And I think we do live in an age now where everything can be delivered.
Right.
But
It has to be through a stupid app.
it has to be
Would you
through
rather get delivery, like ordering a pizza? Would you rather get delivery from the pizza place or from DoorDash?
Well,
Pizza place.
yeah, pizza place. It feels more like I trust that
Mhm.
process, because if a problem, I can turn it right back around on the company and say, hey, your driver that you employed
That's
messed
fair.
up my order, as opposed to I have to deal with DoorDash, this third-party company.
That had
Yeah.
nothing to do with the food that I ordered and
Right.
nothing to do with the driver. Like,
Right.
Yeah, that's fair.
Yeah.
if each company had their own driver, then it would be all that company that
Well,
you would deal with.
I mean,
Yeah.
it's the same. I mean, because I guess it did start with Uber Eats, right? That was
Yeah.
like the first major one.
Uber Eats
Yeah.
was the
So
first
I mean,
one.
it is the same thing as an Uber, right? Just outsourcing taxis.
Yeah, pretty much.
Like, oh, well, we can do it cheaper if you just share someone else's car.
Right. Well, and that's the other thing. Imagine like ordering this pizza off of DoorDash, and then you're like, "Oh, this pizza is really good. Let me go into the restaurant and buy it,"
Mhm.
and it's marked up $4 more.
Right.
You're like, "What
now
the
you
fuck?"
think
Ooh,
the
yeah.
Now you think-
restaurant's a shitty
Yeah,
place?
now you think the restaurant's fucking you,
That's a good point.
and you're like, "Fuck this restaurant. Why are they doing that to
Yeah.
me? I'm just gonna order it off of DoorDash." And then 6 months later, you'll go and check it, and it'll be gone. And you're like, "Well, I guess that shitty
Right.
restaurant closed down."
Or
you
you'll
won't
see
even
it-
know it
or
existed anymore.
Flip side, they re-sign with DoorDash, and you see on DoorDash, oh, now it's $24. They did raise the price. Fuck them.
Yeah.
DoorDash,
Inflation. So yeah,
DoorDash is putting them in a tight spot.
literally.
So I think this guy, more power to him then for playing the system here.
I wonder
yeah,
if
the
it
longer
could
we
be.
think about it, I'm more pro this guy.
I wonder if it could be case for a lawsuit.
I think it could.
I don't think so because it was a promotional deal and they didn't even let him know that his store was on there.
I think.
Well, that's why I think
Mhm.
there is room for a lawsuit, because they didn't notify him that his business is on this third-party app.
I think him reselling the pizza would get him in more trouble with like the Food and Drug Administration.
Yes, I think if he did the thing that I said,
Yeah.
where he
Every time he got an order, orders his own pizza. And
orders
sends it
that
out.
same order and marks it as delivered
Yeah.
and pockets the however much,
Yeah.
I think then he would get into hot water. But
Could you put that as like embezzlement or like money fraud for a company too? If
yes,
I get a discount,
Probably.
because it'd be the same thing if like I work at a bowling alley and I get a discount on bowling.
mm-hmm.
So I'm gonna ring up myself for other people.
Yes,
So we're making less money,
right.
but we're still selling the land. You know, something like
Right,
that.
right. No, I follow completely. I think that's
And
still-
theoretically, I could pocket the extra money because we sold the land.
I think like long term, if the business really wanted to go there, they could.
Yeah.
And it'd be like a Target situation where they wait until you have over $3,000 of stolen
Sure.
goods, and then they make it like a large claim. They could probably do something like that if they wanted to for this bowling alley analogy.
Yeah.
You know, and same for like, I think, I guess like the Food and Drug Administration or something like that, they would have to wait until this restaurant pocketed, if they somehow found out via like
Right.
maybe a customer complaint.
Right.
Of like a customer came into the restaurant and saw that the owner
Whipped out his phone, ordered on DoorDash.
right did something sketchy and made it look like he ordered that on DoorDash. They could complain to the Food and Drug Administration, and then the Food and Drug Administration could wait until they notice, okay, well, you've racked up X amount of dollars.
Right.
We did the math. You're racking up this amount of money. You're going to jail.
Right.
Something like that. It could end up like that for the restaurant owner, but then also I think you could be a restaurant owner and sue DoorDash for this at some point. For some, I don't know what, but you probably could turn around and sue DoorDash for this if you wanted to.
We don't have the info, so it's hard to say.
Right.
But I would assume at some point there was some kind of email that went to like a spam folder or something where DoorDash is like, hey, just so you know, we're going to have you as a special promo. I feel like
I don't think
such
so.
I feel like DoorDash is such a big company to not have something like that.
I think it's intentionally secretive.
Really?
Yes, I think it is intentionally done without the restaurant's knowledge, so
to
that
make the restaurant think, oh, you're doing so well selling my stuff.
right. I think it's to turn around and show the restaurant, look
how well you can do on our app.
we went behind your back and made a lot of money. You should make money too.
Could also be something that's in the agreement when you sign up that they're allowed to do that, though.
Right.
216-859-8699. Make sure you read the fine print before you text us. Everybody, this is the Pidge, and I'm here to tell you that I hate everything that you send me, but I love it at the same time because holy shit. That's all I gotta say to that. If you guys don't know me, I'm the Pidge, and I'm one of the members of the Styles Rebel Radio page. You probably won't hear me as much on the Rebel podcast because I'm away in Arizona, but every month I come out with the show. Submit your stuff into the Styles Rebel Radio Discord page under the Pigeonhole section, and it will be featured on the next show. Unless there's racial slurs. See ya.
Hi, this is Melissa,
Hey, it's Matt.
coming at you from Synergy Music Studio.
We are a recording and production studio located on the south side near Chicago.
Check us out online at synergymusicstudio.com. We offer recording, mixing, and mastering.
And follow us on Instagram at Synergy Music Studio. Rock hard.
I'm Jeff Stritch. I don't know Shane. I never met Shane. He's not on air right now. I'm on air. But you can catch Shane when he's off air because he's actually on air doing his show off air weekdays at 3 p.m. right here on WSRRradio.com.
Welcome back to the Rebel Podcast. Honestly, look how rebellious they are. We're going to do incredible things here. We really are. Honestly, listen.
You ever just feel like not going into work and then
For like
one day turns into 2 and
Yeah.
2 days turns into 6 years?
Yeah, I do all the time, honestly.
This guy did it.
Take those big 6-year gaps all the time. Feels right, you know.
Well, a man skipped work for 6 years and no one noticed until he won an award.
It's so
This is
good.
the plot of Seinfeld. This is a Seinfeld episode.
This isn't a Seinfeld episode.
laugh
This
first.
is Office Space,
Yeah.
the movie, which I don't. If you haven't seen, you should. It's so fun. It's like the most '90s feeling movie
It really is.
of all time, and just the fact that it's such a. I feel like I relate to it so much. He's like, I hate my job. I'm just gonna stop
I'm just
going.
not going to go.
I'm just not gonna go, and that's what this guy did. I don't know if he hated it, but
So for 6 years, a building supervisor in Spain quietly collected $41,500 salary from his local government without showing up to work. And he would have gotten away with it too if it wasn't for him getting an award for his 20 years of loyal service.
oh man,
Nobody checked.
yeah.
Nobody checked for 6 years that this dude was at work.
He was just chilling. Do you think he went in occasionally and just kind of diddled around?
No.
Like just kind of la la la.
Like for an hour.
yeah, just
He was like, hey guys.
spinning in his chair
left.
in an empty office.
Just made appearances.
yeah.
Showed up to like the office Christmas party.
Hey guys, how we
Yeah,
doing? Happy
like-
Happy New Year's.
Did he not have anybody in the office that like knew him or like was kind of friends with him?
I mean, certain office positions, depending on the business that you're working in, you can be like secluded, you know, and so
Yeah.
you can kind of just go in and out without people seeing you, and so
Well, I mean, listen, I've worked for many places that keep people on payroll after they quit
Yeah.
or are fired
mhm.
because they might bring them back and they're just left on payroll. I
Right.
don't know how legal that is, but
No,
I've seen it done.
I'm
I've-
on payroll at Taco Bell.
I've seen people like leave places before and have upper management be like, no, they're coming back. Like they'll be back, and then 2 or 3 weeks later, or a month later, they're back, or 6 months later, they're back. You know.
I worked somewhere where it was very common for people to leave and come back within months.
Mhm.
to the point where I worked with pretty much the same staff the entire time I was there, but all of them had quit and come back at some point other than me.
Rotating, and quitting. Yeah.
So when I left, I watched them take me off like active schedule, things like that.
Right.
And then watch them go into the digital system where all of our punch-in numbers and everything were. And I'm like, you can remove me on there. I see the 1,000 numbers that you have in here of people that don't work here. And I'm like, you can remove me. I'm not coming back.
Right,
you don't need to keep me on payroll.
I promise. I won't be one of the double deckers. I promise.
To the point where like 3 years after I had quit, I got a call from the GM.
Wow.
And they were like, hey, would you want to come work the desk today? I'm like,
I don't remember how the system works, boss.
I went, not really. Who is this? And they told me their name. They're like, I'll give you an extra $50 on top of it. And I'm like, I'm not coming to this job that I don't work at.
I don't know you. I don't know you. Yeah, jobs can be crazy like that.
I don't work here, and you understand that aspect?
Well, and it's so funny because there is like a part of me that does feel like I could go back to any one of them at any given time and kind of just after a day or two jump right back into motion.
Right.
You know, that's kind of how jobs are. You get into that monotonous routine of I'm doing it. This I know what I'm doing. I'm succeeding at
Right.
My job is going good. My job is going normal. I have this regular routine.
Do you think you could get rehired at any of your jobs you've worked at?
Yes and no, just because of
how you left.
Yeah, how I left and the situations and stipulations behind leaving at certain places, and I think yes and no. I think that there are certain
more yes or more no.
I think depending on how that first interaction went, that first interaction back went, I think that's how I could determine that.
I could definitely get rehired.
Well, Joaquin Garcia, who is 69 years old, was so like not even like a young dude.
Yeah, he'd been doing this for
20 years. 20-year appreciation award he was about to get.
Yeah.
He was fined $30,000 for the extended paid vacation from the water treatment plant in Spain. The maximum penalty government officials could deliver.
It's so crazy
which
too that
wasn't even his yearly salary.
I didn't even realize that. So he had been working there already for a while, and then just one day,
just the last 6 years,
it was like, you know what,
He's like, you know what, I don't think anyone would miss me if I wasn't here.
I think I'm gonna skip out this
I
week.
don't really do anything.
Nothing changes. And so
the dude took one sick day, and no one noticed. He's like, you know what?
I'm gonna looks around.
Do it tomorrow.
I'm gonna do this. This is really
looked at his
paycheck.
Know.
He's like, wait a minute,
I got paid.
I'm gonna keep going.
I really want to know, like, if he had dipped his toes in like leaving a couple of days, like before it was just like, no, I'm never going back.
Yes, 100%.
Like,
he did.
He just sat back in his chair for one day and did no work and wanted to see if anybody realized that he was doing anything or not.
He was probably scared shitless and went back and then was like, wait a minute, I'm not doing anything. I'm leaving. Because, so you were explaining it to me before we got on that it was something where the state thought that he was employed by the something. And
so he's a supervisor at this water treatment plant.
Right.
And the specific division he works in had been debated back and forth between his company, the actual like water treatment plant management itself, and the city of whose job this falls under, if it's a city job or if it's the company's job.
Right.
And no one like really knew. It was kind of a gray area of who was the responsible supervisor. So the city just assumed that, oh, the water treatment company's paying this place, and the water treatment company just figured, oh, we don't see this guy because it's a city worker.
Yeah.
So like there was a huge miscommunication about who actually employed this man.
That is such a humdinger. I'll tell you what.
And no one went to HR. Like, hey, can we check payroll?
Yeah. Until they were going to give him a 20-year appreciation reward.
That's what
it popped up on their system like, oh shit, Joaquin's been here for 20 years.
Yeah, we got to give this guy an award. They had a meeting.
Never seen him once.
They had a meeting like, we should really appreciate this guy.
Were they
got a face cake for him?
Were they debating whose job it was for the 14 years that he was actively
Probably.
working?
Yeah. Oh yeah. 100%.
And then he just decided to leave for the last 6 years?
He had to have realized through some kind of paperwork or some kind of, maybe someone up top said something to him that made it click in his brain that,
That's
wait
what I
a
was
minute,
thinking.
No one knows what I'm doing here. No one knows. He doesn't know that I'm not employed. They
I was
don't
gonna
know.
say he must have had a conversation with someone higher up that's like, oh, the city takes care of that, and he went, that's my job.
Right,
They
right,
don't
right.
know what I do
he,
here.
He definitely had a moment of clarity with someone way higher up than him who said something to this person that they should not have said to him, and then it clicked for his brain that he didn't have to show up for work anymore.
I like that.
It's such an amazing, like, good for this guy, and I'm so glad that. So he collected $41,500
A year.
That's
That's
a
his
year,
yearly salary.
and then he was only fined $30,000. So
he was fined less than a year's
he
wage.
got to keep so much money.
He
from
made
that.
out. And he's
I
already
bet,
69.
And I bet he went back to work and probably only worked. I would assume
I would have quit. I wouldn't have come back.
Happy ending to me is either you quit or you work a year or two more and then you retire.
I hope he got like a second job and all of his earnings from this job just went into like savings.
I hope he got the award still.
Give him the 20-year award.
They already have it made.
You've done such a great job. The plaque already has his name on it. It's already engraved. Might as well just give it.
They just
to
mailed
him.
it to him.
Yeah, nothing else.
Yeah.
Just the plaque. Just the reward.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
After he got back from court, paying a $30,000 fine, checks
Yeah.
his mail to find the plaque.
He was probably so happy to see the $30,000
Yeah.
number on there. He was like,
and that's
yes!
the max. I wonder if he knew before he did this that the maximum penalty could be $35,000 or $30,000.
He had a
And he's like, you know what?
I'm just
If I
gonna
can
do
get
it.
away with it for a year,
Right, I'm safe.
Yeah.
I'll pocket money.
He had
Yeah, I wonder how smart he was
Yeah.
with this. Because, like we said, he had been working there for a while beforehand. So
Yeah.
you have to assume that one situation led to another, and he realized something that people should not have let him realize. And then he tested it, like you said, like maybe he tried it for a little bit and then went back. And I'm assuming this was a culmination of a lot of situations happening and
Yeah.
him testing the waters a couple times. To the point where he was like, I don't have to show up anymore, and I'm not worried for a grand total of 6 years. I'm
Yeah.
not worried. You
He
know,
had to have taken like a week off.
Right,
And then
right.
like, oh,
that's
I
probably
got
what it
paid.
was. It was waiting to see if he got called
right.
by HR or someone at work being
Checking
like, hey,
his-
where were you?
Checking his pay stubs, checking the payroll, making sure that he's
Yep.
still on and everything is still
and all
going.
the hours still add up.
Right, right. That's such.
This man should never be salary.
He had a 41,000.
Yeah.
I don't know who gave this man salary pay, but this ain't it.
His yearly salary was $41,500.
Yes.
That is so good. Honestly, I
To do nothing? Absolutely.
Yeah.
There's a
That's-
quote here from I can only assume someone that he worked with. And it said, I wondered whether he was still working there, he had retired, or maybe he died, but the payroll showed that he was still receiving his monthly salary. It says, I called him up and asked him, hey, what'd you do yesterday? The month before? The month before that? He didn't know what to say.
Working,
Water.
doing the work that you said.
My job.
Doing all the good job that I've been doing. Thank you.
I wonder if he just forgot.
So I did the math. Making $41,500 a year and then getting fined only $30,000. He made after all of that
Before tax.
before tax, yeah, $219,000. So 219
In 6 years?
In 6 years, 219,000.
Yeah.
Wow.
Over the 6 years for doing nothing.
I don't think we've touched on the most outrageous part yet. So let me read you this right here.
Mm-hmm.
Garcia's water company co-workers thought the plant was being overseen by local authorities because they hadn't seen him in so long. Garcia's attorney, speaking on his behalf, reportedly blamed bullying at his workplace for his absence. He also said there was no work to do.
Down with bullies.
I mean,
give that man
obviously-
something to do and maybe he'll fucking do it, huh?
There's nothing to do. I guess I'll go home.
Yeah. That holds up in court.
They paid him. Obviously, there was no work to be done.
Garcia
Right.
retired after the allegations.
Yes.
And he
Hell yeah.
denies any wrongdoing.
Yes. Joaquin Garcia, you are my hero.
Up with Garcia.
Yeah.
Garcia, Joaquim, your first name?
Yeah.
Garcia, comma, Joaquim, 216-859-8699 if you want to do some work.
The Artificial Intelligence Podcast is the only show written, voiced, and scored entirely by AI. All episodes are available now on StylesRebelRadio.com.
The next time you're hanging out with your buds, why not reach down into your pants and whip it out for them? Let them take a good look at the Live 365 app streaming WSRR Radio 24/7, 365. Download in your app store today.
the owner of the gray sedan. You left the Rebel Radio Show playing.
Don't turn the mics on while we're laughing about cheese.
I love the mutts.
Welcome back to the Rebel Radio Show. 216-859-8699. Take us with you on the go. Live 365 app or WSRRradio.com is the homepage. You can hit the listen now button.
To listen now.
Yeah, or you can listen later with, all the podcasts and such.
Yeah.
Careful when you listen. There's microplastics in our radio show.
Oh, God. Not again. I thought we got rid of all the microplastics.
Non-FDA approved.
Fuck. Well, at least they're not in our tampons, right, Style?
Right. Right, they're not.
I
always check my tampons.
Anytime I ever stick a tampon up my boy pussy, I just
I believe they call that a bussy, Shane.
Yeah, but bussy, as they refer to it as.
Yeah.
I just
otherwise known as your asshole.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I just am so happy that there's no microplastics.
Or lead.
Or lead.
Or arsenic.
Any toxic chemicals, really, is just what I'm happy are not in my butthole when I'm using tampons for menstrual purposes.
Anytime you want to interject would be fine.
I'm trying. So the University of Berkeley in California.
Of course it's California.
They conducted a study.
Yeah.
That studied tampons from 14 different brands sold across the U.S., U.K., and Greece.
What sparked that?
Honestly,
who's like, I want to study tampons?
There was
makes sense.
A couple months ago, there was a different tampon brand that was all natural, and they were found to have like all kinds of stuff that nobody.
I just feel like as a woman in general, if I wanted to, if I were a woman, listen, if I were a woman,
no, keep going, let them cook.
If I were a woman,
let them cook.
I would
2024.
I would want women scientists to be looking into the women menstrual products.
Well,
that makes sense.
We've been yelling at people to look into menstrual products forever.
Actively yelling.
Yeah.
I mean, they cost more because of the pink tax.
You shouldn't even have to pay for as a woman. You shouldn't even have to pay for.
I'm gonna need a supercut of Shane saying "as a woman" real quick.
Yeah, dude.
But they tested the 14 different brands, and they found 16 types of metals: arsenic, barium, calcium, cadmium, cobalt, chromium, copper, iron.
I found a whole ass Chevy Cobalt in that some bitch.
Damn.
Manganese.
Magnesium.
Yes. Mercury, nickel, lead,
Sililium.
Yeah. Strontium.
Strontium. That's radioactive material. Strontium-90 is what they use in nuclear bombs.
That's crazy. Vanadium and zinc.
Yeah, that's pretty bad. It's one of those things where like I never thought about it because
You don't have to use
I've
tampons?
never thought about putting strontium in my pussy.
I don't have to use tampons, but like tampons are covered in a plastic thing, right?
Well, so no, that's just the applicator.
Well, that's what I'm saying though. They're held.
Yes, they're held in plastic.
They're held in a plastic thing, thus they are near a source of plastic. So you would have to assume that some of that cloth or
yeah, but
like
they're not
padding,
gonna soak in metals from plastic.
but it
right?
might catch onto it in the same way that like. So I just saw a video recently of craft singles under a microscope, and like just because they're touching.
Speaking of tampons, I just watched this video about cheese.
Well, no, it has to do with like the microplastics and shit like that. These craft singles are literally just touching a piece of plastic, and so because of that, they have little microplastics on them. I would assume that
from the wrapper, yeah.
From the wrapper and from that plastic thing that they're encased in, there probably are little pieces of plastic on the actual padding that goes into the.
Well, yeah. That's why that's why there was a whole thing like a couple weeks ago about dudes' nuts having microplastics in them.
Fuck.
It's because of underwear.
Don't remind me of the plastic that's in my nuts, all right?
It's better than having the USB cable, okay?
Yeah,
At least we're not talking about that.
Yeah, that's true.
Imagine having sorodium in your pussy.
Listen.
I have nickel.
No, you.
I have nickel in my nuts right now.
Yeah, we
God,
have
I
nickel
love that
in our
band.
tampons.
Fucking
so
Rockstar was a hit.
So we have nickel in our tampons too.
We all have metal and plastic in our genitals, ladies. Let's
not
clear the tension.
It's not good for any of us. Let's just get past it.
There's foreign objects in each of our genitals, all right?
Guys, stop wearing undies. Girls, stop using tampons.
No,
we
but
can get through this.
To your point, that is how it happened over generations. Is we wear like polyester and things like that are made with microplastics,
Right.
And just because of close contact and sweat and pores,
Right.
we have plastic in our nuts.
Right.
That's going to be the quote for this show.
Yeah. No, we
that's
do.
That's going to be the open.
But I think it's crazy that we're just now finding out that. I mean, we've always known there's been some like whack shit in tampons.
I don't know if it's necessarily that we're just. Microplastics as a whole,
true,
are not
Preach.
like a new idea. We've known about microplastics for at least
Yeah, because there's
5-10
micro.
We just decided not to care.
Right. We just don't really care.
Because there's microplastics in like your drinking water just
Right.
from the water bottle.
Right.
There's
Yeah.
microplastics.
That's why bottled water is so like people who are like be good for the environment. That's why they hate bottled water
Mhm.
because it's bad for you and it's bad for the environment. You're drinking the plastic and it's just creating more of a problem.
Let me ask you this, though.
Even though I will say I love water bottles.
I was going to say, is it bad enough for you to stop caring or to start caring?
Here's the thing, man. Like
I found the underwear I like and I'm not changing them now.
At some point, I think it might get to a point.
I've got one pair and I'm not changing them.
Oh.
I don't know how it.
These ones are comfortable.
Hey, man.
And I'm good.
You like what you like. I can't control
You
that.
like them too.
But I love them. They smell great. But
what am I saying? It's the microplastics.
Yeah, it's all that plasticky goodness. But
it smells like burning plastic down there.
It's
all
either,
the time.
It's either nothing happens and we die normally, and like that's just how it is, or we start to notice health problems from microplastics as we get older. And like
That's what they're noticing.
I think like we are probably going to definitively be one of the first generations to see like if something like microplastics do have a big effect on health.
Well, I mean, there's
long term.
The lead stare in old people now.
Yeah.
The what?
The lead stare. You don't know about the lead stare?
I haven't read that comic yet. What's
Because
going
lead
on?
was in a lot of stuff.
Right. Paint,
back
cans,
then.
food, sure.
So as they've grown older.
What else would you make it with?
As old people have gotten older, there's this thing that's labeled the lead stare, and it's basically they just disassociate. And
I think that's just being old.
it could be, but
Like
Could be
I'm
from
sure
the lead.
I'm sure
from the
consuming
lead.
and inhaling lead didn't help. Don't
Yes.
get me wrong.
Yes.
But old people might just be doing that. Like they
Old people
are
might
up
just
there.
be staring sometimes.
Like I don't think that's a direct correlation. It could be, but like
Maybe.
But I'm just worried
but they also
now.
like made tile out of asbestos. So
Yeah.
Right. Yeah.
their lead paint and asbestos tile is our plastic underwear and lead tampons, all right?
We will probably see the effects. We will probably have the tampon stare, the underwear stare.
Well, I'm just thinking.
God, when I get the tampon stare,
with all
stay
of
away.
these metals in tampons, they could be potentially. We don't know. The Food and Drug Administration hasn't said anything. Blah blah
Right.
blah. But they could potentially be like soaked into the uterine lining and cause fertility issues.
Right.
So we could just be killing off the next generation with tampons.
Listen,
Damn.
it's more inconclusive data for the lead stare. Because if you guys get the lead stare now when you're fucking 80, we don't know if it's because you're 80 or it's because of tampons, because they had lead in them. Could also be because of Lunchables, because Lunchables are allowed to have 80% of the allowed lead for some reason.
They're
why
covered
is
in
there
plastic.
allowed
Imagine the microplastic in Lunchables. They're vacuum sealed with plastic.
That has to
That's
be the
the
worst
problem.
thing.
Yeah.
That is the problem. The
The
fact that
vacuum
the
sealing?
the Food and Drug Administration has a maximum allowed number for terrible
For lead.
things.
Yeah. That's so insane that they're like only this much illegal, unsafe ingredient in your food.
Yeah.
That
meant
is
for
funny.
consumption. You're only allowed this much.
We in public
Why
school,
any?
back in the public school days,
Yeah.
we learned, after World War II, they're like, hey, maybe we should stop making canned goods out of lead cans. And they switched to aluminum to help that. They
Yeah.
don't talk about the fact you can still consume 80% lead in
Yeah.
all of your food.
Yeah. Yeah. Very
Like,
true.
there's very much still lead in food.
Right.
It's just not encapsulating it now.
Did you say there was mercury in tampons too?
Yes, sir.
That's not good.
There's a whole...
Yeah, how does this happen?
Mercury can be beneficial in small doses.
Well, and it's like...
Yeah, but...
Like, it was used in medicine. The problem is we used it too much in medicine.
My question becomes, what do we use plastic in?
Everything.
Well,
We're
yes.
speaking and hearing plastic right now.
Yes, everything now, but like in the future, what are the things that that are a necessity to be plastic, you know? Because obviously we can change things that were once plastic to not plastic. We've seen that before, and sometimes it sucks with like the paper straws and shit like that, but sometimes it just doesn't matter. Sometimes
Hang on, real quick. Just because I'm never going to have a chance to bitch about this.
Mm-hmm.
Paper straws? Fuck you. I'll just drink out of the cup. It's glass. You can wash it.
I don't hate paper straws. I don't hate
I don't
paper
want
straws.
pulp in my Coke.
I don't hate paper straws.
I
don't
just
hate
don't
them.
like the way they just disintegrate. If there's a paper straw,
Yeah, I don't want pulp in my drink.
I think it's Cane's does it maybe? They offer like a biodegradable straw, and it's actually really nice. It feels like
kind of like plastic.
It feels like a real straw, but it's still like safe. It looks brown and speckled, so
Yeah,
you know
it's
that it's
bumpy.
like good for the earth or whatever.
That's how they determine.
But
Yeah.
my problem with your mercury in low doses is if every single tampon has mercury in it, an undisclosed amount, you use at least 3 to 6 tampons per day when on your cycle. So if you are using 40-something tampons in a week,
That's a lot of plastic.
that's a lot of plastic, that's a lot of mercury, that's a lot of...
Is it though? Because listen,
Yes.
I'm not saying it's good. I'm just saying like we don't know mercury's the main thing. It could be the slightest thing. It could be
Well,
like
it's a
a
combo.
decimal of a
What do you
decimal.
want to be the biggest thing? Lead or
Yeah.
strontium
Lead.
or zinc?
Strontium, actually.
Strontium.
It's
Yeah.
a combo of 16 different heavy metals. That's bad.
I love Fallout. Put strontium in all the tampons. It's not strontium 90 though, so you know it's probably not radioactive.
Hopefully not.
Probably.
Radioactive
knows?
tampons.
That's my band name.
That'd be pretty sick.
We do punk.
I just have a big problem with the fact that these metals have gone unnoticed.
Well, to me, it's like I really want to now care more about the microplastic issue and like how do I go around that? You know,
How do I not ingest plastic?
It's too late. Your
But-
balls are plastic.
Your clothes are plastic.
Right?
Stay away
You're
from...
done.
Dude.
What is it, polyester?
Yeah, pretty much anything that has any kind of blend is plastic. Yeah.
So look at the tags of your clothes. Stay away
Right.
from...
If it's not like just straight hemp clothing
Hey.
or like 100% cotton, you're fucked.
Yeah, I feel like going out of like the ways to avoid microplastics are way you have to jump through way more hoops. and do-
Trade-off's not worth
You
it.
have
Yeah.
to jump through more plastic.
You have to jump through more plastic hoops to get to the end goal of not
Listen.
having plastic in your balls.
I have plastic in my balls. My daddy has plastic in his balls, and my granddaddy for him. All right?
We are the plastic ballmen.
Me drinking out of a biodegradable straw and dressing in hemp ain't gonna change it. We were born with plastic balls and we'll die with plastic balls.
God damn these plastic balls. What is a man to do?
You think a little bit of plastic's gonna stop me from putting cheese on my burger?
I'm
You
squirting
better-
out action figures over here. What the hell's going on?
You better hit the bricks, toots. I'm putting plastic on my burger and I'm liking it.
The worst
Nom
part...
nom 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 nom. Yummy.
The worst part about all of this is, like, you don't even know that you're consuming plastic.
Right. It's in everything. It's in everything that you do. and
It
every
makes me want to get, like, a microscope and just
Where do you
look...
think the taste comes from?
Style's like, nom, 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 nom. I love plastic. Nom, 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 nom.
That's me.
It makes me want to get a
got me.
microscope and just, like, smash all of my food before I eat it to look for things.
I want to look for plastic in my fucking burgers and shit like that now. See what's plastic and what's not.
It's all plastic.
Is it cake? Is it plastic? What am I
You
eating?
can go to a restaurant and be like, sir, there's plastic in my burger. How do you haven't even eaten it? No, but there's cheese on it, isn't there?
Yeah.
I want a
This is Kraft si-
refund.
This is Kraft single, isn't it?
I'm gonna keep eating this, but I want a refund for the plastic in my burger.
The waiter says, "How do you know?" And you just slam down your microscope
yeah,
on the
comically
table.
large, like investigator.
Take a look.
Yeah.
Go ahead. Go ahead. Take a look.
It's right there. Look. You see the little strands? That's not hair, buddy. That's plastic.
And even if it was, I want a refund. No, but it's Kraft singles, and I looked, so I'm like accurate in my analysis.
Mm-hmm.
For the longest time or now, don't say cheese on them. They're just Kraft singles. Doesn't say they're cheese
Are
singles.
they like, does it say dairy product?
No,
or
this one
something like
says
that?
singles sharp cheddar from Kraft.
Okay.
And there was one that says cheese-based product.
Oh.
Okay, see, that's like Yoo-Hoo being a chocolate milk-based
Do you
product.
like Yoo-Hoo?
I love Yoo-Hoo.
Are you serious?
I love Yoo-Hoo.
It's fucking chocolate water.
It's so good.
Dude, it's not.
Okay.
You want to talk about things that aren't safe to drink?
Anytime that you've ever had like hot chocolate, it's been chocolate water.
No, it's not because I make it with milk.
Okay, but you've definitely had it with water before. And you
Okay,
haven't
yeah, and
noticed.
it's not good. No,
You
I
haven't
have
noticed.
noticed because you can tell the difference.
You don't notice the plastic in your cheese.
Oh, I do, and I love it. I say more Kraft singles, please. But no, the reason that I know about the Kraft singles thing is because one year, my aunt had a cookout. It's the only time.
Mhm.
One year, my aunt had a cookout,
Yes.
and my dad realized that there wasn't cheese for the
Mhm.
burger. So he ran out to the dollar store and got a thing of cheese.
Mhm.
And they weren't Kraft. They were just American singles. And we all made the joke about, oh, well, it doesn't say cheese anywhere on this.
Right.
Because it wasn't fucking cheese. Because they were American singles. And we put them on the burgers, on the grill, and they wouldn't melt.
Ah, that's plastic.
That's plastic, baby. That's where the balls come in.
Yeah, that's that's where the old
Felt that burger in my nuts.
that's where the,
let me
that's where
tell
the
ya.
balls start to drop. Eating those burgies right there, become a man.
That's how you be a man.
Yeah.
I wish we had Randy Savage to play right now.
Eat the plastic cheese. God damn it.
Consume plastic, be a man.
Yeah, microplastics are bad, and they are really everywhere. And there's like almost, it's really hard to avoid them.
But it's one of those things of like, hey, what are you gonna do?
Right. What are you gonna do?
What are you gonna do? You gonna eat vegetables?
No. You gonna do? Eat a fucking salad?
Fucking what?
You dork?
What do you
No.
think I am?
Even those are packaged in
Ew.
plastic.
Well, no, that's what I'm saying is either they're packaged in plastic or they're sitting in plastic at the store or
Right,
they're covered in
right.
pesticides.
Right.
Yeah.
You're gonna start wearing hemp and linen? It? No.
Start living in a fucking
Ew.
hippie
Don't do
compound.
that. Come on, man. Grow your ball cheese out? No.
What are you gonna do? Be Amish?
No. Ugh, disgusting. Couldn't be me. I'll take my plastic on the side, please.
And if you're Amish and you're listening, shame on you, because you shouldn't be, because this
Yeah.
is the radio.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it's online.
Yeah, if you're Amish and you're listening, welcome to
How?
hell.
Yeah, dude, what the hell are you
Welcome
doing?
to hell.
Really rethink some things. If you're,
You're-
Amish and you ended up here,
That's bad. That's
I don't
not
think
good
you're
for you.
Amish.
Yeah, I don't think you're really that
yeah,
Amish.
not really committed.
Yeah.
Commit to the bit, dude. Go eat some fucking plastic.
Yeah.
So plastic's safe to eat. So is lead.
Plastic is my favorite food, actually. All of my favorite foods are plastic.
The FDA, full of shit.
Yeah,
Is
honestly,
what we're coming to
why
today.
are we not defunding the FDA?
Defund the down with big FDA.
Red Dye 40, known to be bad,
Yeah.
is in all of our red foods.
There's red dye 40. There's like a yellow that's bad for
Yeah.
you. I forget what it is.
I don't
and-
think dyes are good for you in general. They
Yeah.
dye salmon pink.
Yeah, I've heard about that. I don't think that we should be eating
Salmon
food
is
dye.
gray, guys.
Yeah.
Salmon's supposed to be gray.
Don't eat food dye. Yeah. I really also I hate like I don't know. Saying I hate GMOs sounds so like stereotypical, but like
This fucking guy over here probably doesn't eat gluten either.
genetically modified. It's genetically modified.
Yeah, the fact that oranges don't have seeds doesn't worry anyone else.
Right.
An orange isn't a natural fruit in any
Yes.
means.
Why do bananas look like? Shouldn't they be smaller? And like grapes and blueberries and strawberries are all way
The
bigger.
fact that banana doesn't exist anymore. The
Yeah.
taste.
Yeah. I
A real
really, it
banana.
scares me. I don't like all this science in my food.
Real quick, I
time-
want to tell the story again. If you don't know why artificial banana tastes nothing like banana, it's because bananas don't exist anymore naturally.
Yeah.
That is what a banana was supposed to taste like, and they don't anymore because
Yeah.
they don't grow naturally.
Yeah.
Like
that,
they did.
That species of banana.
Yeah, yeah.
That the artificial flavoring is based off of ceases to exist.
Yeah.
They're gonna have that for all fruits by time we're like 50.
They already have it for
Yeah.
orange. You ever drink
Yeah.
Sunny D before?
No,
Don't taste like an orange.
Imagine that's gonna be weird and like
Yeah, because it's mixed with lime. And
Orange Crush don't taste like an orange.
in 50 years, strawberries won't taste like what strawberries taste like now, but the strawberry flavoring of like artificial strawberry flavored things will still taste like what it tastes like today.
Mhm.
And so we'll be like, back in my day, this is what strawberries actually tasted like, and we'll be drinking like a strawberry Fanta.
But
or
the
something like that.
snozberries will still taste like snozberries.
The snozberries
Shane.
will always taste like strawberries or snozberry
Oh
style.
man, way to fuck it up.
I can't help
This
it.
guy's got too much plastic in his balls.
Yeah, it's all the plastic in my balls, man. I'm
At least they're
swimming.
not metal.
I'm
Pink,
swimming
pink,
in it.
pink.
Hey,
Hey.
My metal balls.
That's what my uterus sounds like. When there's a tampon in there.
When your egg drops, just go dink.
Yes.
It's like a drop in a bucket.
How do you think they came across microplastics, like, for the first time? They just put some food under a microscope and like, wait a minute.
Probably.
What is that?
I want to know.
Ew!
Oh, gross!
That plastic? Ugh!
Who put that there?
It's disgusting. Get that out of here!
Sorry. Well, the plastic and balls is a new thing. Who was the first guy? Who was the first guy that like, sir, I don't want to alarm you.
Checking
Plastic
out my
in your
balls.
nuts.
Just checking out my balls at the doctor's office. The doctor's like, sir, we have a serious issue. You have plastic in your nuts.
The doctor walks in and is like, hang on, I have to conduct further tests. Goes and x-rays his own balls. It's like, holy
Oh
shit.
my God.
It's contagious.
It's spreading.
You've doomed us all, you asshole.
The guy looks down as just like 2 ball pit balls.
No! One's red and one's blue. No! Yeah, I really hate microplastics and the fact that we can't avoid them. But, what are we going to do?
Exactly. What are you going to do?
We literally just need to defund the FDA and figure
It's
out.
too late.
We need to figure out something.
They've
too
already
late.
won, Jules.
You have lead in your uterus. It's too late. You can't take it out.
Yeah, you can't take the lead out of my balls.
You can't take the lead out of your body, you know?
Can't take the lead out of my body. Can't take the plastic out of my balls. Hell yeah.
That's what makes
brother.
me an American.
Hell yeah, brother.
The worst part is, like, for the tampons, it's all of the top brands of.
Yeah, that's sad.
Start using the bottom brands.
Well, even the one that got a couple, I think it was a year ago, and it was just a clear box, and it had just a thing that said 100% cotton tampons, and they were not 100% cotton tampons, and they were one of the lower level brands. So, and as soon as those got like
outed,
everybody started using the top brands.
Well, I'll say this. If you have plastic in your balls, 216-859-8699. Text the Rebel Hotline. I expect everyone out there to text because you've all got plastic.
We all
in
know
your
you
balls.
got it.
You're not hiding
Don't be
it from
little
anyone.
fibbers, all right? We know you got
and
it.
if you've got lead in your uterus, the number's 216-859-8699. That's right. It's the same number. We're not going to help.
But
we'll sympathize.
We are interested.
We
Here
are
to
interested.
Yeah, we will listen.
I'm listening. 216-859-8699. Again, that number to text in. WSRRradio.com is the homepage for all of our great shows. You can get showtimes, schedules, and more there. Of course, we're live every Monday, 5 p.m. Eastern, right here on WSRR Radio. Wednesdays, 10 a.m., we go to podcast form on Spotify, Pandora, Google Tune, and Apple Anchor, YouTube, iHeart, Pandora, anywhere you get podcasts.
All of them.
Yeah.
Everyone.
Which
Everywhere.
one?
Tune in. Pandora, iTunes, wherever.
Yeah.
Spotify.
Anywhere you get podcasts, you can get the Rebel Podcast, 10 a.m. Wednesdays. That's Eastern time, by the way. You can also catch all of our great shows on WSRRradio.com and their respective platforms like Shaney's Off Air.
That is a show that I do.
There's Pigeonhole, there's Beyond Bounds, there's the AIP, that's the Artificial Intelligence Podcast. You might get lead poisoning from that one. But you can also join the Discord server at WSRRradio.com and chat with us there about the plastic in your balls.
Yeah.
Or you can, join us on all of our other social medias.
Yeah.
Take us with you wherever you go with the Live 365 app. Tune in at 10 p.m. on weekdays for True Vault Escapades. That's the Fallout-centric radio drama that airs from A-Bomb Radio right here on WSRR Radio, weekdays 10 p.m. Eastern. And another quick shout out to Synergy Music Studio in Chicago. So if you're out there and you've got that one track that just isn't right, it isn't mixed down properly, just can't figure out what to tweak, what's wrong with it, send it over to Synergy Music Studio and they will reamp it for you and get it crystal clear and ready to go. Or if you're in the Chicago area, stop by and get a Synergy Naked session or Synergy produced track or album.
Yeah.
SynergyMusicStudio.com is where you can find them. Until next time, I've been Radio's Rebel DJ Styles. To my right, Shani.
Bye, everyone.
On the board is Jules.
Adios.
For all of you out there with plastic in your balls, peace.
Life